showing from them. And we're kind of here to find out whether, you know, it was a promising sign they lost 100 Thieves. I know this sounds insane to say just because of the form 100 tier in, or if it's just like a quality loss in an otherwise, you know, slumping era for G2. Today, we get our answer.
Obviously of note here, taking a look at the Breeze comps, G2 are mixing it up. Still not in the direction of the Harbor though. And you can't help but go back to the beginning of stage 1 where G2 fully indexed into the Harbor, believing it would be an S-tier meta agent, playing it on tons of maps. But the map where it has stood the test of time and looks the best, Breeze, they have also gone away from it there to just have a more traditional double controller Astra Viper. But yeah, now it's about Jaw on this Neon, and crucially, maybe an indicator of where G2 want to take their comps overall is putting BabyBay on the chamber here, so he can have that individual expression going for timings, plays he feels comfortable making, and also crucially opping a lot. That is one of his best traits as a player.
It's time for
All right, here we go.
And it looks like G2 is stripping everything back to the bare bones. Go to the most basic form of this comp on Breeze. Try and put their players in the most comfortable spots to see them succeed.
This is a G2 team that have had a tumultuous couple months trying to get back on the horse, and a Cloud9.
Okay, we're gonna drone a B hit, or we're gonna drone. We're gonna kind of fake a B hit, but nobody's rotating. Get a trade.
He's found that out the hard way. High tide at least.
Damn, Valen's gonna try to. Ooh, good damage.
Seems to be Valen lying in wait on A. What's the rush here for G2? Stay tucked and wait.
Flash into backside. Oh,
Recon that's going to be cleared though, and Valen is tucked.
good start for G2. You see 9 dig out.
He's barely hanging on in terms of health points. 45 seconds, but Cloud9 have been brought to a screeching halt. At 0 point off reset.
Oh, Zelsus has timing. Valen with 4. It's a 2v2. He's solo.
Zelsus, surely there's just no way it would have to be an ace as well.
2 HP ace would be absurd. Valen is one shot, of course, but BabyBay's a different issue altogether.
Oh.
He'll be taking the round with the headhunter. And Cloud9, they just to piss around, of course. They sent Oxy to the, you know, the opposite side of the map there, but they certainly slow down big time midway through that A hit.
This is some really quality anchoring that we're going to see from Valen in the replay. This is a map that stands out to me in my mind as one of his better ones, especially on the Astra. I'm still getting flashbacks to kick off their dominant 3-0 qualifying match to get to Santiago, where he dropped 65 kills, 35 deaths, his best performance of the year, and Breeze was a standout map in the series. Valen absolutely knows what he's
gonna death ball.
Makes that Astra feel like
Birds B.
G2 have tried.
Or are we gonna try to go for a pick?
One of the teams that seemed the most ready to change up even the bare bones. 0 point here. Leaf playing inside. But already can see Cloud9 are crawling.
Oh, they're gonna double peek. Okay, solid trade. Isolated. BabyBay is isolated.
Look at this positioning.
Hey, thank you, Natty. N-A-T-I. Ooh.
That's lovely.
Okay, bro. No scope required. Now this one is squarely sitting in his hands. Jaw slides on in.
There's just no way. I mean, C9, they'll be happy enough to get the plant down, but they can't get any positioning, can't deal with BabyBay, can't move forward on the site. All stuck back there. They're cooked, and you know it the entire time. But yeah, we were talking about, this has been my feel on G2 in this current moment. I think a lot of their struggles have come from having a bit of an identity crisis. They don't know where to put the personnel on this team in terms of the roles. They've tried so much different
Hey,
stuff
did
this
G2
year.
get the bonus?
But what we're seeing right now does feel like they're trying to lean into some comfort, but in a little bit of a different way, at least in that we haven't seen them pick up a chamber on this map before, right? So it is something new, but when you're just looking at it on paper, it does make sense.
I feel like it's the kind of comp where you just want your players to be able to focus on just on the game.
And look, Baby Bay, he has absolutely been at his best this year when he's on center. His Vice was fantastic, and when he's on Chamber,
Yeah, why haven't they
the scoped weapons,
been keeping Baby Bay
he's been finding a lot of impact on the game. We saw
on
the
the...
map that they took off 100 Thieves, Sunset. It was about John Neon and Baby Bay playing Chamber, able to get a ton of crucial kills with the AWP, and he was picking up really nice attack lurk timings as well, catching off rotators.
Jorgamo's been sort of given this moniker of someone who really steps up at internationals and then domestically just sort of takes a back seat sometimes. He actually had a stunning series, though, against 100 Thieves. 11-3, first kill, first death in a loss.
All right, we're live,
He doesn't always have to step up.
Okay, C9's map pick.
Here comes that early null command. Zelsis with...
I mean, nobody's really one shot to Baby Bay's Outlaw.
This B site stalled out for a moment.
Pretty solid grouping. Oh.
Spectre is trying to find more than one, but Trent's brought down after Vic is removed. Oxy wants to make his way forward, but Baby Bay...
Damn, how's that a dink?
Hasn't found any purchase as of
okay, 3v3.
With that Phantom mid control here for G2, and they can slow roll this into an encirclement.
I mean,
love to remove Baby Bay from the server, but he can't.
Yeah, C9 don't really have any util left. It's all gunfights. Wow. Jack 1v3. Ooh, Elite 4K. Sheesh.
Stayed there. The threat of his activation was more important than his gun in the game.
Brutal round loss for C9, man. It was looking good. No command early because Zelsis got a number of kills on a pistol round, for instance. They get that. Nice sight execute off. Deal with the two anchors. Man advantage 4-on-3. But it's
good start for G2.
Up top nest. Crosshair plays well. Gets the free one onto Zelsis. They even it up. The Cloud9 get picked apart one by one. Oxy was saying in the Cloud9 podcast that the hardest thing about playing against G2 is that even if they feel like they might be readable in a situation, they're still so tough to beat because the micro on the team is on another level.
Yeah, the way he put it was they always do the right things in the right
Okay, 3 pistols and 2 stingers. It's winnable?
Very much in the same spot.
Nah, no, it's not winnable. Run and gun? Oh, almost got barrel stuff.
Anchoring looking rock solid. I like even there's a moment where Trent's like able to push up close. 2 rounds back to back, we've seen him kind of like circumvent the smokes at the choke nicely to find a kill in both rounds.
Yeah, this little shove is obviously pretty risky, but it sets up.
Damn, is this G2's map pick?
Hit that little corner on the A side, either Valen or Leaf just sitting there getting free kills.
C9 kind of struggling a little bit maybe to find a home in their map pool. Having picked Breeze this week. Maybe hoping to see G2 continue to run the comp with the KO where they were finding less success, but they have to deal with a different look. Oxy pinged up in a little bit of trouble, but that code
They could take Space Nest.
Not a great opener there for Fireball Ops. Valen just able to take that close A main position and dig him out. With no Viper to work with now, these side hits get immeasurably more difficult. They still have the Harbor. They got some degree of mid-control, but that's about to be challenged. You see Valen on his way back towards top mid.
Damn, very contact heavy.
Look at Zelsis right now. He's worked his way through Nest, but G2 are aware this is a possibility.
Ooh.
That is a nice little flick shot. At least so far, Zelsis is shooting, looking good individually.
Baby Bay's also giving up his position. He'll hear the Jet encroaching now. He's gonna have to try.
Damn, the rewrap is crazy.
Timing here. Also, look at Jaw trying to flip the map. This is quite nice from G2, but Baby Bay's caught.
Wow, winnable.
There is Oxy getting his first frag of the game.
Okay, 2v3.
Gets one back, 2-on-3. C9 not out of the woods. They weren't able to close out the man advantage post plant earlier in this half, and it's gotten them in this 0-4 situation. This is must win.
Vic is tickled by that molly in the end. You got Leaf alive. I feel like it's doable. Trent tried to stay alive for as long as he could, and he's done enough to put Trent in a good position to clutch the round out. The fact is, Cloud9 had no idea where he'd be coming from.
4v2, no?
Crushing blow from Leaf. Both of the important rounds for G2 so far, winning out that bonus, winning this gun round. He has had monster moments. The 4K into that 3K. Leaf, when he's on Viper, is just at his best. It's just his agent.
It's pretty devastating. Oh my God, Nate. Oh my God. There's been quite a few rounds like this. So it's like, oh my God, how have we won this? G2 finally maybe cashing in on some of the good luck that they banked after last week's series. Yeah, it's going to be a Cloud9 timeout here. VALORANT gets taken down in spawn. There's a push off of A main. It just feels like something pretty fundamental that was overlooked by Cloud9 at the start of that round. Left them without their Viper and had them milling around mid for a heck of a long time.
They were still able to find a nice opening. Like Zelsa's working up into Nest, and then they pivot back to A. They're able to deal with the anchors there. They catch them a little bit isolated. It was all looking so good, but they have to be able to close out these rounds. It's a 4v3 loss, a 3v2 loss. They've been getting themselves in winnable situations.
I mean, feels a little bit like the Sentinels game for Cloud9 last week, where they sort of make it pretty interesting, get pretty close there towards the end of the series, and they just can't finish the game. These last couple of clutches on them have been pretty devastating. It's back-breaking stuff, sure, another buy here. It's only half armor, though, for all of them.
Wow, the one best chance for C9 to get around, they throw it.
Four of them on the board. Pop flash to get Oxy in A main.
They refight in in A main. That's the draw I want to see.
GT could just play to a retake now if they really want.
Oh, a lot of missed op shots recently.
Maybe they can't quite get anything done, and yes, C9
Maybe they might get punished. It's isolated on site.
Look, he is in some trouble. Can
Yep.
he get his? No. Fireball Ops catches him out. I like this position from Leaf, though. He's pushed all the way through main, gets that free kill, and now C9 are surrounded in the post plant. They can't even get the spike down with the orb dropping. Need to get the smoke.
Wow, C9 had to fight front of site. There's no space for B main.
Unbeknownst to them, big stack of it was that B main direction. It's just trained here with some of the key Sova util that'll come down just as his hit does. Leaf was felled there over towards the B main side, and Trent just playing slowly here. VALORANT is dealt with now. Zelsa's about to take contact, and a 1-for-1 is the best that he can hope for.
It's 1v1.
Inside that null command, and Vic just gets demolished.
Wow, what a good retake.
These rounds. Another successful
retake
after, again, losing that player early.
Jaw with the jump down Vandal spray is kind of crazy. But G2 really maneuver the map so well there. Again, it's a big moment from Leaf, who off the info he's gathering from the comms, knows that he can push into B main, take all of that space for free, and then they're happy because of that to just allow C9 to get that plant on B. The retake can come in from all angles.
What the? I'm playing KZ. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on over there, Nate.
What?
He even is able to catch off that one late rotator to get the advantage. Like, Leaf has really been in control of this game.
And this time from Cloud9, it's that early A presence. And they're starting to cycle into a couple of ultimates that could be pretty crucial to carve out a space to work in here on A. Here's that Reckoning coming in from that mid-direction, though, maybe a little unexpected for G2. Oxy's already trying to get wide and get some double door control from that spot. It's Valen down early.
Ooh. Will C9 throw this around? Looks like they will.
To make this round predictable.
And Leaf, even coming through the doors, is able to catch Oxy.
We don't really have
This would be
util
so good for C9.
for
Just
C9.
keep it simple. Execute into this site with the big ultimates. G2
Trent still has drone and Leaf still has snake
bite.
bite.
Still are able to wrangle this round back. HP for Jack is so low, 1-for-1. Is that going to be enough? Vic returning to the team, 1 versus 2 situation to get C9 on.
Oh, another miss. Whoa.
It's just not going to happen, man.
The switch to the
I
headhunters.
thought Baby Bay was dead.
That's another dead stop for C9 halfway through an A-side hit.
G2 are just looking composed right now, even in the rounds where they're going down players when they're at a disadvantage. Someone is stepping up. Trent is looking really good right now. All of the fights we've seen him take, the little movement adjustments, he's just so in control of the situations that he finds himself in.
Leaf for 10.
Has just been phenomenal. One of the best players of 2026 globally.
Because G2 knows it's a free game.
Feels like his worst day is still something that many teams would
Baby Bay's outside of his radius.
Initiator role. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Draw here gets pinged up pretty early. It's Oxy.
Oh, they know.
The rest of the pack. This is looking reminiscent.
Baby Bay.
There's
What?
Up on the line. Free kill with the op and Oxy
On the mini.
still-
Oh, I'm thinking of the
Dre just happy to mix it up with the positioning.
chamber trip.
I said this, you know, as we were just going over the agent select, but I'm interested to see if over the past week this chamber is a direction that G2 want to take the team in. Because previously they were running it on Haven, that was about it in the pool.
Just another slow
back when Vine was in the
default.
pool earlier, they loved running the chamber there. Baby Bay's attack opping was pivotal on that map, and that was arguably the best map in their pool.
Hey, if this is Dongshim, they're getting.
On the Vice. So I think there's just more than enough evidence to support that. Okay, we really want to keep Baby Bay on Sentinel, right?
The CC9 give him a
Oh.
wide berth as they try and get here into the side. Fireball Ops heavily chunked down by that snake bite. It's still actually able to find a kill off this. And it's just Sheriff's. Baby Bay's going to see a shoulder protruding, and it's going to be another pretty decisive G2 round. And
Solid from G2.
We're 8-0. And these haven't exactly been fast rounds, but it feels like Cloud9 have really had nothing to say in this game of significance.
The G2 have just been able to manage all of the situations without a disadvantage, as winning out the 4v5s. And then in a round like this, I mean,
How we doing, chat? How we doing?
full control the whole time. Leaf is really on point. Trent is playing great. Baby Bay's finding op kills at the right time. We've seen moments from everyone.
And it shows. That scoreboard's looking, yeah, like a pretty all-in experience for G2. Cloud9 have it op in Oxy's hands. Can they put something a little more elegant together this round? First kills are all well and good, but they have not been able to land the plane in any of these significant encounters.
Drone to see if they can locate Baby Bay. Post Oxy up on an angle.
Let's listen in. Cloud9 trying to try and hit this A side through mid.
Can you orb up and we walk mid? Yeah, orb up. And you guys can, we're gonna work mid. You guys can keep
No,
that.
no, after that.
3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay, no smokes for G2.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm waiting.
Just insert yourself
They're gonna leave this op A, guys.
Yeah, the op
Jordan,
is
B. Yeah, stay B main. Stay B main.
I'm holding double door, right, Jordan?
Yeah, we're gonna look to pump and Jack just
He saw me.
in.
He saw me leave B. Or
That's fine. That's fine. This is good. This is good.
Yeah, Moxley's just like me.
No. All right, we're gonna look.
Don't know the difference between A and B.
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna come towards B.
Viper. Door. Two.
Damn, that tilted Zelsis.
Yeah, Viper Sova.
He wall up.
Say, guys, where's my cover?
Can you orb up?
Shit, there are 2 guys.
No.
One B. He was half wall or backside, guys.
I'm holding.
Still, Jogma was punishing them.
Yeah, we
Tilted Jack.
Bomb.
They're 1-1.
Yeah, can you put your orb up? Yeah, orb.
Yeah, orbing. They might both
It's a 3v2. You don't know about Trent
Orbs on upper long. Could be Nez.
in mid.
Or elbow, I mean. Here, eyeball.
Yeah, it could be elbow. Yup,
Guys.
Elbow.
half clear. Trent just needs to stay alive.
Close.
Nice! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Trent just needs to stay alive.
Hard fought round win for Cloud9, but you can see how much it meant to them. They left a gap. That double door position for Jaw could have unraveled, and that was a spike. That
I
was
feel like that
dropped in.
was pretty illuminating to what's been happening in this half so far. Because again, they are finding openings, but things are. It kind of felt like getting a little bit too chaotic in terms of the communication in the mid rounds. Like a
There's
lot
5 people
being
talking.
thrown out there, right?
Yeah.
And
Does that have to be a
individually,
bad thing, though?
they are getting the moments. Like Oxy gets that kill. Fireball got a really nice lurk kill to reopen that B site. They just kind of get on the same page there in the mid round and be able to close things out as a team.
It does feel like Zelsis, though, has got a pretty defined direction he wants these rounds to go in.
Okay, C9 say, hey, we want to contact. We can contact. Give Oxy the op. Will G2 refight?
Double door presence now for C9. They're shoving.
Oh, they're
Zelsis
just holding the smoke.
aggressively.
Leaf is on B with his
On the
Viper's
side.
Pit available.
Pull the storm here today.
Everyone has util,
Cloud9 is still
except for Jack.
They've got this inserted double door. They certainly lean on that, and Zelsis picks his timing pretty well, but it's the
No way.
teacher that are struggling.
Wow.
And that might be putting it lightly. Valen finds his second. Jaw waits for Zelsis.
G2's just running rings around them.
Cloud9 are back to the doldrums, frankly.
Yeah, they walk into that site that's pretty heavily stacked by G2. 3 players ready to anchor. They apply some good pressure out main that, you know, gets Zelsis in. Initially, he finds the 1 kill back site, but wow, that's pretty
this
brutal
positioning
as
for
well.
Valorant.
That Vandal spam.
It's been him or Jaw
But yeah,
in a spot like
yeah,
this all half.
it was both of them able to fight up pretty close there. Yeah, Valen is swinging from the left. Jaw comes in a little bit later to fight towards bricks.
Okay, that's both your timeouts now blown here on this attack side for C9. They've got 2 or more opportunities to score on this half. Now, they might have a Hunter's Fury that they're really hoping to be able to employ effectively. But outside of that, the good news has been in short supply for this C9 team. It's a rough half. Getting full reset on your loss bonus as well means that, yeah, you can cobble something together, but I imagine
Bro, is this C9's
just
map
as
pick
much
or
for round
G2's?
12 planning as it is for finding a way.
It says it's C9's, but
Murky situation.
they have not looked at. They have not looked good at all.
I assume when we get out of this timeout, the ult situation for C9, I think a win in this round, if, you know...
C9 are definitely not beating the allegations.
They're really trying to force into this, put something together, just force into this, force into the last. Maybe they can work towards another null command from Zelsis, try to stack up some ults to at least get 2 on the board before this is over.
Man. This is Cloud9's map pick. I just want to point that out. This is a team that felt like they might have a pretty favorable map pool overlap with G2. I think that's probably just based on what we saw from G2's Breeze last week, but they've just gone back to something that we haven't seen from them necessarily, but feels familiar. It puts all of their players in comfort roles.
Baby Bed just playing off this mid-trip with the operator, watching through tunnel.
Doubling back in
Everybody's
to C9 means
Holding the line.
don't really do much with the fact that they've taken mid. That trip did get activated. There's that dash across. And Baby Bay's quickly got to get out. Oxy's on the move though. Baby Bay's got the stopping power to put C9's Firebrand 6 feet under immediately.
Fireball's trying to take a timing to get out of the main, catch someone, but it's not going to work out. Leaf is ready. Baby Bay weak goes down to that Guardian. Can C9 try to wrangle this back? 2 players, they are divided. Solo efforts completely right now. Vic at least catches the 1.
George just disrespects this position, runs straight up into it,
Jesus.
wins the fight. Jack is very low, out in the open.
Has to recover that spike, has to deal with so many different
Jesus.
angles, and Valen late coming through arches, cleans him up with ease. G2 responds to that B split just with absolute ease. The play from Baby Bay there is crazy. Being able to dodge out on the Hunter's Fury, still connect that shot to remove Oxy from the field. And then in the meantime, Trent is just giving him support with the ult of his own, going through tunnels. He catches 1. It's really insane.
Last week showed that both these teams could compete.
Perfect, Nate. Good shit. Yeah.
They could take maps, right? This week is about showing that either of these teams matter. Who is going to matter at the end of this stage 2? And it's looking like G2 have a renewed claim for dominance in this region.
Oh, does Baby Bay take a timing?
No, definitely not. He is going to relax as
Leaf is griefing Baby Bay.
It's a decent way to get your teammate to do what you want them to. Just a mild coercion between friends.
That force in the last round does have C9 in an awkward spot with the money. It's a pretty weak buy. Oxy challenging this one.
Damn, double op.
Trent is just
He's chilling.
G2 in this round.
Oh, Jaw as well. There might be a chance to put together a double face on this, and Oxy doesn't want to overextend.
Oxy's getting crunched.
It's taken Oxy far too long to make anything happen in this position, and nobody of the rest of C9 has done a thing to help him. In fairness, he was kind of the decoy, I guess. Like a Shoyo Hinata time 5. He's going to have to try and work this B side now, rather than the rest of C9. And Baby Bay is being very slippery. Into the pit.
Wow.
Early by Fireball Lops, though. And he's given over the op.
Can C9 get a second one on the board? They're trying to get the spike down. Time is getting really low. Jack is denied from being able to get that plant again.
Still
now
trying
has to stick such low
10
HP,
seconds.
susceptible to potential spam, and
3v4. Oh, it's over. It's over.
Fallen on the side, and this is looking pretty deflating. Fireball Ops flattened by one.
It's over. It's over.
As he comes out of that Viper's pit to give G2 their checks notes in surprise 11th round of this first half. How you feeling?
What can you even say? Bro, G2, everyone has had individual moments. The Baby Bay op has just been ruling over that side of the map, and he has the least kills of anyone on G2, yet you still felt his impact throughout that entire half.
Yeah, being really hard to catch. He kind of honestly plays pretty aggressive into the pit solo at the end of this round. But immediately the rest of his team slips in.
You go back to those first crucial rounds, first gun round, first bonus round. Leaf has given you a 4K, a 3K. G2 are winning the man disadvantage situations.
I'm gonna snack. I'm gonna snack.
Right now.
G2 11-1, a dominant first half here on Breeze. The map choice of C9. Let's see what our second half has for us, or if it'll be a quick run back to the showers for map 1.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch side access.
Are you? David Beckham, a Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
Yeah, I was able to grab Trent for a moment. A quick question for you. A lot of wins for G2 regionally. What's the goal this year? Is regional going to be enough again?
Definitely not. I mean, we're always striving to win an international. Obviously, there's this stuff going around that we can't win it, so that's our goal. But we have little goals that we've set for ourselves to try and get us to that point. So hopefully we can achieve those first.
All right, can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Both of these teams walk into week 2 of stage 2 with question marks over their heads. G2, yeah, they lose to 100 Thieves, but they're the most newly minted international champion on the block. It's almost an acceptable loss for a team they haven't let get past them in years. Cloud9, though, they lose to a Sentinels team that are missing their centerpiece. It's missing John QT, and we're all wondering, is Marv just that good, or are these guys in deep trouble?
G2 are going to be feeling great to get a win like this under their belt, though. It's been a tough couple months. Tough showings globally. 100 Thieves are in sick form when they go up against them, like you said. And finally, they get a game where they're feeling like prime G2. That gets the confidence flowing.
And a game where their emotional investment doesn't have to be ultra high. Do you know what I mean? 11-1 first half. They can close this one out here. They might come out of a week that's just ultimately not that taxing for them compared to last week's 3-map blockbuster with the 100 Thieves. Having a reprieve like that midway through a stage is something you can't count on, but it goes a long way. And I hate calling Cloud9 a reprieve, honestly. It doesn't make them look good, but frankly, they've not been on their level. And you know it's been tough for them, as they've made roster changes before their team even got out into Stage 2. It was that bad behind closed doors.
G2 finally making their way out.
Oh.
Attempt to anchor, but Zelsus and Vic are just
Man.
ran over. Just feels as good as done at this point, man.
Yeah.
In the map.
G2 looking great on this map. And it's funny because they were great on it, and then they tried to switch stuff up. They're trying the baby bait Neon with the KO. Things are getting awkward, and they've gotten themselves back in a more comfortable position with this comp.
Feels like they keep running into Nongjin Red Force and are forced to try and reinvent themselves or change something fundamental about them. I do think that G2, though, are spending a lot of time trying to convince us their ceiling is higher than what we've seen. Do you know what I mean? They want the world to know that they can reach even higher than they have so far, but I think that's been the most questionable thing because they're constantly dominating domestically, and they get to international events, and they just look a little muted by comparison.
Both of these teams have some like international narratives heading into the end of this year that people have been pointing to forever. A continuing
Dumbass boy, who you
storyline.
peeking?
That's a lag.
Jesus.
Which is G2 still trying to get their international trophy, and C9 are the one team from America's partnership that haven't been able to make it to a global.
Yeah, the only partner team that has never
made it to globals, but it was before partnership. That has been a narrative thread that people have followed with these teams for years at this point.
And it's readable, as Cloud9 have felt that G2 are over previous games and this one. Apparently it's still, you know, they might want to go to a lighter novel. Graphic novel, perhaps. Maybe something a bit more junky. Might recommend Twilight. Because this tome is proving a little bit too much for them to digest. For them, it feels like it's been the Rosetta Stone for how to take an L, because they are 14-2 in maps against G2 over their entire VCT tenure. And that number's not looking like it's about to get much better.
This G2 team, they've just always had their numbers. Specifically, they've discussed it as well after some of the games that they feel like they know how to deal with Oxy. They know how to shut him down.
30 seconds left.
And
All right, let's wrap it up.
that shutting down the most important player on C9. I mean, what chance do they have, right?
Vic and Jack will watch the spike sail away from them in the hands of Trent and be set up here on B. And you do have to wonder what the conversation is like in moments like
There
this
was
for
something
C9.
being typed in the server. So I don't know what the conversation is like with Vic and someone on G2.
Not great.
But there was a combo happening in there.
These are two teams, by the way, who have obviously been frustrated by the state of things for both of their teams.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they've been
been
actually
tough
fighting with
times.
random people on social
They're
media.
both going through it. I think the schedule has been grueling. There's a level of burnout that they've been suffering. But man, G2 happy to get a dominant win, get the confidence going. All 5 players having highlight reel moments in that game. Feels like that's exactly what they needed to, just like get back on the horse. This G2 team have always been the most dominant team in Americas. We know that. They have 4 trophies. Feels inevitable that they're going to bounce back, right? And hey, maybe this is the game where they can start to feel that momentum, get the win back in their sails.
I feel like we needed to see a reinstatement of fundamentals, especially on this map where they had a bit of a weird look last week with Jaw and the KO, Baby Bay on the Neon. They've gone to a comp that seems like it fits them pretty darn well, and it just looks solid, right? The baseline here for G2 is looking great. Sunset was good for them last week against 100 Thieves, and that's on the docket next. So get excited for that one. We'll see what G2 have been cooking in the interim. We're going to hope this series brings us a bit of action after all.
Leaf, sure, there's a trade there from Arsenal, but Leaf notches up his fourth. Big ace for Leaf.
Good return on a Fido and a great trade at that fireball. Oh, still down to it now, the 1v1. Oxy just spots the top of it.
I am here with Josh RT ahead of map 2, and probably keep it short and sweet. You guys were looking great out there, and besides the win, what's the team really looking to nail down today?
I mean, we worked on a lot of new things, and we just want to make sure our team identity, our structure, everything stays composed, even if we're winning a lot. I'm just trying to make sure the team has the same mentality no matter what.
Do you feel like you got that in game 1, or do you want more in game 2?
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed about that one round loss. I was just joking about that. But, like, it's just no matter what, like, we need a pistol, right? Round by round. And, like, we got to 13 before they did. It feels nice to have no stress in this one, but I think it's going to be much harder in this second map.
All right, good luck, coach.
Well, no stress for Josh RT today, who put together a pretty clean map 1 in this series. 13-1, and honestly felt like it probably should have been a 13-0, given the one round that Cloud9 actually picked up. Welcome back to the desk. I want to start by talking about that composition that we just saw him serving up there. We had a lot of discussion in the pre-show about Jaw, Baby Bay, who's playing the dive on that duelist, and they gave us a swap today, putting Jaw in that role, Baby Bay on the chamber. What's your thoughts?
Honestly, for me, the reason I was on board with their previous comp is because they were trying to work flashes into the team, and I think it makes sense to put Jogamo on that role. But what we failed to predict is, hey, you can just play no flashes on the map and still play to all of your preferences. I think Jogamo looked fantastic on the Neon, but also Baby Bay on the chamber was playing exactly how he was on the Neon a lot of the rounds where he's on his own, but that works so much better on this chamber.
Yeah, a lot better considering when you're looking at when G2 played it last, a lot of their problems were just dying when they were solo on a site, kind of getting killed by that lurker. But when you have an op posted there that's hitting a pretty easy shot majority of the time, it looked great. I think the only thing that was a little hesitant for me was the no flashes. I think Breeze, you know, it's a very widespread map, but against Cloud9 with, you know, how they were kind of setting up, it worked in G2's favor.
Yeah, it really did. What is your impressions of them continuing to play this Astra Viper look versus the Harbor? Harbor's so popular in Americas, most people are playing him. Why do you think that plays more to G2's strength?
I personally love the Astra. I think that, honestly, just the combination of, like, the global utility on the defense side makes things a lot easier to play, and especially to assist your anchors around the map. And I think that was one area where G2 were absolutely thriving.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the amount of times that we saw Valen or Leaf just sitting in an Astra smoke in front of a Harbor smoke and just being a complete rat on site, making it so hard for, you know, Cloud9 to kind of push past that, it looked really good.
It really did. But we do have to talk about the other side of this game, who only picked up one round. Cloud9. The issue when they played their first week, especially on Summit, was the post plants. And Christy, that reared its head again today. So many advantage post plants that they could not close out.
And especially Leaf was able to find a lot of these windows early on in rounds, just abuse them. He's able to isolate his fights many times. I think for C9, they got a little bit lost in the post plants. Like, with all of the smokes that were up, the amount of times that players were just, like, shooting them in positions they were completely not expecting, or wrapping around from behind. G2 were going for flanks with Leaf and stuff. Like, C9 just looked completely lost to what G2 were bringing at them.
Not even just lost, but like unable to come up with an actual crossfire, an actual post plant that, you know, they could play together on. Instead, they were getting separated so early on into it that it was just 1v1 after 1v1 after 1v1, and they need to be able to kind of reposition themselves within the round amidst the chaos so that they can actually play these favorable rounds.
So we're looking ahead now to Sunset. This is a map that we saw from G2 previously, and this was the question I want to bring up for Sunset is, we saw that comp change on map 1 of Breeze. Do you expect them to switch anything here on the Sunset?
I would be surprised to see them run a no flash comp, but there's a world.
Do you think that would play better to their strengths if they did swap that off, do something similar with the Dre on the chamber, the Neon for Jaw?
I mean, honestly, I could see a world where Dre is back on chamber on this map potentially. I think getting rid of the Sage too would also make some sense if they wanted to go to like more standard comps overall. But ultimately for me, I think that Sunset is one of those maps where you probably should be running the flash. With the amount of like close corridors fights you want to pop out and fight.
So is this the opportunity then for C9 in this series? Is this the path to get back in?
If they have coordination, possibly, but if they continue how they did on Breeze and don't do kind of like a switch up or a flip around like they did in their last series, it's looking pretty tough for me.
I will say the sights are way simpler on Sunset compared to Breeze. Like, I still favor G2, but there's no chance they could look as sort of like run in circles around as they did just now on Breeze.
Sure. It's about as rough as it could look for map 1 of a series. So let's check in with Coach Imi, see his expectations for Sunset.
I'm joined by Emi ahead of map 2. Looking at that first map, I wanted to get your thoughts on where G2 was really able to insert themselves and separate C9 in those post plans.
I think we lost our composure a lot in the post plans. Even just when we had control of the A site, for instance, we were waiting for them to do something rather than us taking action. And we worked on the map all week, and we should have been ready for these situations. Even pumping out the Astro utility should have been better. It is what it is.
All right, what's that mental reset to get us to the banger on split? What are you going to be telling the team?
I mean, it is what it is. 13-1 might be easier to reset from any other result. You know, what can you do? It happened. You go next and try and win the next one.
All right, go next. Good luck, coach.
The human body was built to move.
Jesus. It is hot outside. And you see why I love summer weather. I wonder what it's like in like people that fly the opposite hemisphere regions. So like where it's cold in August, July, June, and then it's hot in winter, like winter season. We're back.
The reality is that Cloud9 forgot to bring their track shoes and were pointed straight back to the showers by a very disgruntled coach, Imi, while G2 are showing us what I felt like is their baseline, just a really solid showing. And I think if you're a team that's aspiring to be great in this game, in this sport, you want your average day at the office to look like what we just saw from G2. Solid, fundamentally sound, nothing over the top, but just spot on.
Absolutely. We're going to Sunset. This is the map they took against 100 Thieves. It's a map where we saw Jaw and Baby go crazy. The two of them, some ways, dragged them to the
Alright, we got
Jaw's Neon was incredible.
Justice on the Sage, Vic Omen, Fireball Ops, Cypher, Leaf on Sage. Damn, a lot of Sage comps.
In the defense when he's on attack to get really nice lurks off. I liked what we saw from G2 here a lot. And
I like how they added the red button on the
a light bulb going off, an inspiration to try and get the Chamber Neon to be a mainstay of their approach in this meta and just run that on other maps. Because Baby is great when he's on the Chamber. Jaw is clearly the better Neon of the two of them. So ideally, you're just putting them in position to both be at the
Baby on the chamber.
I think also the Trent Sky brings a
I
ton
don't know
of
why
value
it took
here.
him
This
took G2 so
Trailblazer
long.
off-rip into a
Put Baby
elbow
back on the
or
chamber.
main on
At
the
least like
side is really illuminating and protects G2 from running into any traps early in these rounds.
Leaf.
Let's see if Cloud9 can hit the ground running on this second map.
Here's that Trailblazer.
Big fight in mid.
Gonna see nothing.
Got some damage.
Baby gets a tap there on Oxy, but that's all there is to write home about. This does mean that Cloud9 are forced into a retake, and I wonder if they try and flood this.
With that wall up, G2 can just focus all of their attention towards Boba. The market is not relevant right now.
Bro, C9 just playing scared.
I mean, that's huge, isn't it?
Playing scared. Oxy's by himself, man.
Market side here, but G2 have just got it locked down.
They already know they lost this round.
Were the floods out of Boba on the defense side, but this is
I've never seen a team like they lost a round in the 5v5.
get out of market at all.
Yeah, there's just nothing he can do over there.
Jogmo with the 4K.
Flash from Trent. His utility in that game against 100 Thieves, the supportive flashes that were coming out during the fights were always timed super well. And already right there, he's got it in the perfect moment for Jogmo to be able to capitalize, get a couple kills fighting towards spawn. Look at this, guy's fully blind up. Jack doesn't know what to do, can't see a thing.
This felt like such a simple round for G2. Headhunter watches mid, Trailblazer into B, Sage walled market, Flash Boba win round.
Yeah, it's by the numbers, but it's super effective when everything is coordinated exactly as it needs to be. And that's why teams love the Sage on this map. It just simplifies things so much.
Pretty telling this push-up B main for the defenders though. Cloud9 get a good inkling that there's something happening at A, but look, there's no sight.
Someone's about to get two.
CT side present here at all for C9.
Wow, only one. Vic is low.
And again, it's as I just said, this wall just
Decent trades.
G2, denying a lane, it's cut off. Easy passage into the A site. Don't have to worry about spawn.
They're gonna double flank.
You know, maybe if there's an omen that teleports up to the spawn top box to see over an elbow, but not a huge concern. G2 are just off to the races already.
With some really simple ideas. This bonus, or rather this anti-eco was a simple matter of getting everyone up into elbow and onto the site. You mentioned how Sage simplifies the gameplay. That slow warp over to short pretty much undid Cloud9 there and then.
It's funny too, Leaf didn't have a great game playing the Sage against 100 Thieves, but in recent time, there's actually been the agent where he was putting up the best numbers. Leaf will just put up good numbers on anything. You know, for 1 month, his breach will be where he decides to just 26 kills and get a crazy ace on split, and then he'll go back to Viper being his best agent. He just does it all.
He's also was the team's chamber in the past as well. Had some really nice showings in that Sentinel role in bygone eras. We'll see what this now looks like for G2. It's a bonus round that features the Outlaw still for Baby Bay.
An Outlaw, by the way, that C9 are going to have a lot of trouble dealing with. 4 of them are on 125 HP. Only 1 heavy armor. And you know this guy has the gun. Is that going to come back to bite them?
And Baby Bay gets to do this on every extremity as Chamber on the attack side. Could push up into B main, push into mid, try and play past the one way at A main. All because of that rendezvous.
Hey, big bonus round for C9.
Some teams are getting cute with these
Yep,
splits.
Oxy might get it.
If you have a Sage comp.
Might get a tiny pick, but
Right side
doesn't. Ooh, what a high flash.
Jeez, this trend util
Gonna collapse
magnificent, frankly.
on the B-Link players.
G2 to play off of it now. Slow orb is in play. Leaf traded out for
so
Celsius.
good.
Yo.
Just hopping through the orb is hilarious.
Is that cryo? Oh my god.
Fireball ops on for the ace right now. Denied by Baby Bay.
Oh, what a crazy round. Oh, baby base low.
Vic has got to win this. Vic has got to win this.
Does Baby do something?
Oh,
Crushing blow if Baby finds this with just 50 HP.
he knows. He knows. Oh, he doesn't know. It's a game of timings.
Last smoke there for Vic.
Oh, you have to say he's not on it.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, what a play by Vic.
Baby walks up there and Vic holding the angle. Cloud9 get on the board much earlier than they did on Breeze.
Taking a lot more damage than they would have hoped for, but more than happy to get the round. Fireball Ops with a sick one there, 4-piece, locking it down in Boba. Even denying Trent at the end with the flash, that looked pretty insane. See that from his point of view. Spam shot onto Jaw.
Look at these slow orbs everywhere. Tough to play these like top mid splits into Sage comps, in fairness. You often need one to facilitate it, and then I don't know about that one. That was wild.
You know, despite the struggles of the team, Fireball Ops is not a guy that is going to take this opportunity lightly. He has been grinding in Tier 2 since 2021 to get an opportunity like this. Has played every agent under the sun, 23 different agents in recorded matches throughout that time. And he's really found his form in challengers this year. That's why he's gotten this call-up, gotten this opportunity.
And he's the Phoenix player for C9 so far.
Yeah, he played Phoenix, he played Sentinel, he's done a whole lot, and he's very motivated to work their way into the site, but they haven't gotten backside control. They're being stalled out.
So you don't want to try and anchor this here. It's going to get harder and harder with that. Your Cypher in the game. Oxy's made his way around. G2 loves to try and flip the map early and often in scenarios like
K4v3.
Jaw simply had to bide his time.
There's no util to bring Jaw out.
Take Oxy down.
No, he's not there anymore.
These are the kind of moments, setups that G2 were thriving in against.
C9 are gonna save.
When they get into this B site, playing around all of the available utility they have to perfection. C9 in the 3-on-4, they do not even want to test them. Smarter decision to just get out of here with the guns and play for the next.
All things considered, it's not as if Cloud9 were shut off the B site, kept off of it. They were able to anchor in there with 2 players. Oxy moved off his mark though, because you could tell the G2 was starting to like rotate around inside B. Unfortunately, the anchor play for C9 didn't get much help from the extremities of that B site.
Always going to make it tough for Oxy to get involved. G2, that is just something they've discussed, mentioned at the end of the Breeze, but they feel like they have an understanding on how to shut him down, and he is the key piece of Cloud9, and that has reflected historically. The 7 times they played against each other, 4 of the games, if you go back and look, Oxy was a non-factor. They really did remove his relevancy from the game. He's had like 1 or 2 solid games against G2 all time, but they do have his number.
Baby Bay's getting that free push up on B side again.
I know that's like it's a testament to how good G2 are, that Oxy, who has been consistently one of the best duelists in Americas, can make any team look like a tier 2 squad when he's running around at them. But G2, they just know how to figure a player like that out.
Yeah, generally, Valorant systems usually are aimed at shutting down a star player like that. I talk about this all the time. I think like the way that Trent and Valorant want to play is to make rounds predictable. Deterministic. And they're very good at dealing with those volatile individuals. This is a dirty spot for Zephyr.
That's pretty sick.
I love that. Again, it's one of the upsides of bringing Sage onto this map. There are a couple of wall boost spots that are really hard to catch. There are also a few of them on Summit as well. I don't know if we'll get to see them.
Anything C9 can do to try to get an advantage, especially in a war spy round where they just have the save rifles.
30 seconds left.
Gotta go for something cheeky to cheese play to get a kill. Anything they can do.
I'm not mad about it. Fireball Ops is lying in wait with a classic and a dream. Straight through the gates come G2, and it's a burst of pace that frankly Fireball Ops cannot mollify. He's jacked through the back of the side. Victor is dug out. This anchoring presence slowly being
wow, C9 went around.
Just gonna have to stick this.
Great job from C9.
Do they throw the round?
Mark and Jack holding it down backside. They just have to deal with Valen. He's spotted out. He wants to isolate a fight if he can.
Flank.
It's the backstab. Valorant almost has a sixth sense for it. That's crazy. Eventually, after the 1v3, and Cloud9 have succeeded in slowing the game down enough that they can actually get a grip on the reins.
Yeah, we saw some good team play there over on that site. Right, with the swings coming through market, Jack had some nice little jiggle peeks backside, not overexposing himself. Was able to trade Jogamo off some of that damage that Fireball did do with the Classic when he was sliding on in.
Don't need even to be a good lip reader, as I watched Leaf's eyebrows almost disappear into his hairline after that.
Boys, come on!
Trying to get that energy back up for C9. Get a little bit of confidence going. Looks like G2 might just try to switch up the pace. Get closer up on A, go for a pop.
Get to that tour de force now. Vic and Oxy positioned well to play off each other. Certainly seem like two of the closest guys on this team to one another.
That's a lot of utility that G2 just extracted out of C9. Look, they had to use it. G2 were well positioned to just run down a player close link or close elbow. Now they can make this pivot elsewhere, trying to run up mid. Oxy is on the run. Trip is broken. Leaf is through so quickly. What a
Ooh.
shot from Oxy.
Finally an Oxy moment there. No real follow-up.
Come on, overheat, Oxy. Overheat, overheat.
Was sickening.
They did not expect Oxy to double back, I suppose. They knew he was there because they had an Omen TP cancelled by Valen. But yeah, now you've made it really difficult.
Feels like that was the biggest burst of energy we have seen come from this C9 team today.
And after a slow round, it's good to see them defensively play with a bit of pace here.
30 seconds
Looks like BabyBay's going to be given just enough rope now as he'll cross mid, and Neural Theft is going to reveal his location. So through the trip he goes. It's going to be superfluous either way. Into the B site we go though, and all the G2 are here. They've got some market presence, and BabyBay can watch the long line cross through Boba. This tour de force, it's a line that's broken up though by the fast lane.
Paranoia for a bit of delay. G2 trying to set up this crossfire.
They need good spacing with their market plays here as well. They're all going to be positioned. 5 players for the retake. Should be pretty elementary at this point, but you don't want to be lining up for the tour de force. That could be dangerous.
And
There's
it's
the back of the side. And that oil field is going to slow things right
just
on
no
down. Jack is picked
time
up as
for
well.
Vic.
And what could be more emblematic of Cloud9's problems right now than a round like this? Vic can't save it. BabyBay's Headhunter ends it. And G2 are, yeah, they're singing. They're looking comfortable now with their 4.
That's just exactly why you want BabyBay on the chamber. Even though he misses the first couple shots, not a real great opportunity to get involved. He's cut off by the fast lane. Now still picks up market, is able to get the re-swing kill. And then helps out Trent. Takes a peek towards Boba right there.
I am not cleaning.
Pretty brutal. I feel like we haven't heard a hot dog in a long time.
It has actually been a while.
Which is always a telltale sign of the mental state that G2 are existing under. They're exiting the doldrums.
That was a 5.
Joy is returning to their hearts.
I mean, that was a 3v5. Up on that B side in those final moments. That's a desk slammer for Cloud9. You cannot be affording to lose those. And this is free real estate for BabyBay. Cloud9 know it. Zelsus wants to try and re-clear that space. There's the trademark there to slow him up. And Vic's going to jiggle this. Wow, that's nasty stuff. Vic was trying to passively play that line for info, and Jaw still finds the kill.
Wall goes up to deny Jack of any attempt to even things up while G2 are transitioning in towards that site to get the spike down. Jaw has definitely been making a statement so far in this stage. His neon play has been pretty sick to watch. Zelsus going to get caught here on the flank as the Nightfall comes in. C9 are trying to set something up. They really haven't been able to get back into this site just yet, and the flank is being watched.
Yeah, G2 mostly playing off this A side anyway, so it's a Nightfall that doesn't catch
Ooh, what a side by Oxy.
Heroics to try and get them out of this round. He'll push up and find Leaf, and BabyBay was watching.
It's not planning for him.
Flank angle. He'll walk walk into Oxy's crosshair and say what we want about Cloud9 so far, but when Oxy's had an opportunity to set the pace, his aim has been magnificent.
Yeah, he's hitting some sick shots. That snap adjustment in the other one. Crucial 3K in a retake that was looking scary. They're already down Vic. And then the flank watch goes Baby Bay's way. He deals with Zelsis. Jack and Oxy managed to get themselves in the sight, and yeah, he is shooting.
7 and 5, 8 rounds into the game.
Back in stage 1, despite C9's record, Oxy was the statistical leader for all of the Neons in the league. Highest average damage per round. He was playing super well.
There might be a trap play in B.
Didn't always
Yeah, it's a trap play.
Team-wide success for C9, but Oxy is never a player that's going to ease up. Never someone that's going
Oh, Baby needs one. Jesus.
Nice little combo with the Prowler.
On this map, I feel like we see Baby Bay with a really very defined flowchart to follow at the start of these rounds. Just push up into B. It's very conditioned at this point. And he gave Cloud9 a chance to figure out a way to basically get a free kill on him here.
Interesting from C9. They took B main, but they fully give it up. All go back to market. Spend a little time re-clearing tiles, and it has resulted in the clock going down quite a bit. They still have to deal with 4 G2 players.
Trent did get caught in the Caesar at the end. It's going to be Jordas taking contact. Traded out. Jack going to be rezzed back up, and Firewall Ops is down. And Valorant's still undiscovered in the corner.
3v3.
3 up still for C9. Valorant's a problem.
No
How are they going
time.
to dig this guy out? They had to spend heavily on removing him. He
Wow.
gets a second kill in the round. There's just no time here for C9. That extra tiles re-clear cost them valuable seconds.
I think, yeah, on top of that, I think Cloud9 overcomplicated a good situation that they put themselves into. They had B main control. They could have left at least one player, if not multiple, to pressure from there when the retake comes in, so they just have that additional angle. But with no one there, G2, they're just able to meet them at the choke points. And with that time, pathing through mid, Oxy re-clears tiles to make sure there isn't some late flank. They have to accelerate so quickly that those finer details, they go out the window when the time pressure is on. And G2 on that B site in the post plant, we know they're so good there. You need every second you can to play it out against them.
It has felt like these pace shifts, when they've involved more Cloud9 players than just Oxy, have been a little bit hard to bring about.
And we're taking a look at the champs point standing. G2 in second place. A win today would bring them to 15. They're in a super comfortable position to make champions. Like, even if they just go on a great run in this stage, win a bunch of games, but don't do a great job in the playoffs, they'll still be able to make it in just off the basis of points. They are always consistent in VCT Americas. And then obviously, at the same time, you see C9, they're at the bottom of the list. They only have 1 point. So they need to do the exact opposite. They are required to go on a monster run, make it to the finals. They would have to have a generational turnaround to be able to make it to champions at this point.
And G2 would love to spend most of their time thinking about international events, thinking about what they're going to do next time Nongshim Red Force turns up in their way. But they still need to, you know, get things done here domestically, secure their spot in the postseason, and champions, of course, before they can cross that more important bridge. Okay, no full commitment to tiles. It was actually just Valorant. Let's listen into G2 now as they recover.
Damn, Oxy's turning up.
They're on you. I'm flashing, flashing. Yo, they TP'd in the smoke. Can we flip? Boys, yeah. Just go super slow, Nate. Fuck it. Wait, they're actually sending it. Take spawn, both of you right now. Right. Need you. I gotta hold you short. I'm good. I'm walking out deep spawn. Yeah, Nate's gonna go late. I'm dogging for you, Nate. Getting info.
Oh.
4. Okay, I'm gonna go short right now.
Late. Leaf might. Oh, Leaf got timed.
They're gonna wall us off and then defuse, guys. Yep, I don't see the fourth guy. Hold, Jay. Hold.
All 3 flank side. They're all 4 flank side. Nothing in your back.
I'm baiting you, Jay.
Ooh.
Fight side, guys. Can you fight side?
Wait.
Ready?
Off me.
Just angle out.
Hold on.
Break ball. I'm living. You're good.
You're good. Don't peek ever, Alex. I have your cross.
You're good.
Off.
You're good.
Just fuck with the mouse. You're doing good, baby. One short, one back.
Oh.
They ran away. So
ya. Dude, I didn't register like the one way. I know. I literally had flash out off contact. I know. I was just like a bot, bro.
Two things that really stand out to me in that run are Valen goes down, but he's providing super valuable dead comms to the rest of the team. He sets up Leaf in a great position. He's still coordinating things. Then next, I love how Baby Bay played out that round. Getting the teleport back top box where he can see over a potential wall from Zelsis, has the cross from elbow, so he's willing to just run in, take a fight, get out, and he hits a sick little tap shot on top of it. Then gets to back box, can swing from that high-low new angle setup. It was really smart.
I love he just called Leaf to come back in on a really delayed timing. That had C9 constantly looking over their shoulders. Bit of a fighting for A main at the time. Oxy and Jor, though, both traded out, so both teams lose their neons. C9 stay aggressive here. Are they going to play off the Trailblazer? More util exchanges. Flash traded for C's. Okay, Zelsa's got pretty deep here on time.
3v3.
It's going to be traded out as well. C9 is starting to get spread very thin across Sunset.
I like that proactivity from Zelsis. Vic, Jack, they've got the right idea here. Getting into this setup.
Both of them die.
They have to connect these shots.
This is round defining. This is basically the round here and now. Can they swing off Baby Bay? A contact. No, the timing's not really there. And now Cloud9 back off behind this haunt. This is very, very solid from the defenders.
In that moment where there's the switch to the util gun not ready, the haunt gets the double ping. 20 seconds left. G2 on their way towards this B site. Still the one trip the cam. That could be annoying for some late round info as C9 just needs to stay as a pack, trade out effectively together. Just fundamental team play from C9's newest member, Vic, returning. They gotta put this together. They
How does he have a Trailblazer? This late in the round?
Oh, how did Trent get two?
What was the kill onto Jack?
I mean, Jack just gets perforated, and Vic is apparently lined up with him. Fireball Ops now hit by the demon damage. And now it's Captain Valen there to
What
shut
the
down.
hell?
G2 salvage an awkward round, but there's a bit of sweet serendipity amongst it.
I think C9 made some great decisions throughout that round. It's just brutal that Trent gets the headshot through. What was that? We need the 0.5 replay. Maybe even the 0.25 speed replay. That is a sickening thing.
I don't know, man.
That is just gross.
Better lucky than good sometimes.
No game audio.
Coming at you. Jor this time very quickly gets an elbow. Look at the TP for Valen, very deep.
Exec.
I
The catch on the leaf is pretty crazy. He's going up with the wall and he's punished for it. All right, C9, they've definitely got more.
They're gonna fight it to spawn. Big fight. No util.
G2, man.
Dry swing.
Advantage somewhere. It's a fight in spawn, but they're getting denied. Oxy and Vic are just running
Jesus.
Cloud9 steamroll on the retake. It's a G2 feeling like they need to take a proactive timing there. Makes sense, they're a man down, but Cloud9 have the crosshairs in the right spots.
Second consecutive round where there's like a multi-player hold into a 3v3 scenario that Cloud9 are able to win out on. This is nice from them, just playing it slow and safe.
Oh,
nice. Really nice.
I mean, C9, after what Trent did in the last round, they deserve one like that. He needed to get his receipt.
All right, here's our last round of the half now. Tour de force for Baby Bay, so it's a weird economic spot for G2 to be in, but it's going to be smoothed over somewhat. Maybe something faster on to B instead this time. Okay, you're committed to this. Look at Slow Orbs behind you now. Vic wants to come forward, and Baby Bay is simply not ready for it. Great opener. Tour de force out of the game, and I think G2 are going to stumble here.
It's beautiful. An ode to Paper Rex on this map. They were the ones that really pioneered the stage here. Oh,
guys.
Vic is up top there, brother. He is racking them up. C9 putting together a competent half. If they could just close this out.
Oh, it's an ace. Wow. Welcome back to C9, Vic.
There's a res involved.
Classic play. Yeah, it's an ace, but yeah, we'll give it to him. Okay. We'll give it to him. He's got it.
I guess the comm is bad from Baby Bay. He doesn't realize that, like, there's a wall here. Because you don't have B-main control,
really have the
so
opportunity to know.
Yeah, why are you fighting
But the
mid?
other guy, you did kill him there. I mean, I don't know, man.
Okay, weird round. Still, though.
You're not up against that every day of the week.
14 and 8 there from Vic. 2 back-to-back. Stunning rounds. Actually puts Cloud9 in a decent spot here, coming into halftime. Solid defense side, 7-5 here on Sunset as G2 look to close the series.
Good everybody, it's Bebe, and this is my game day fit. You know, we got the G2 jersey, the red one. This is my favorite one. I think red and black is really intimidating, so I really like these jerseys. I think that's part of the reason why we farm regionally. We got the G2 pants that goes along with it, so we got the whole fit. What I like about these pants compared to our old pants is that, you know, they're really baggy, you know, so we're in with the style nowadays, you know. We're unk, but you know, we still got some swag. And then I got the dunks, and I've had these for a very long time. One of my best friends gifted them to me. They're pretty beat, but they're very comfortable. So that's why I wear them on stage every day. Honestly, they're just my daily. They look sick with the pants, though, I think. Pretty fire. And normally I come in with like a backpack, and on that backpack I got some like cool keychains, like a Fallout one, and like some One Piece stuff that I like, because I'm a really big fan of One Piece. Thank y'all for watching. This was my game day fit.
They just leave him hanging.
Yes, that indecision from C9 that had started to become a bit of a trademark look for them was certainly present on the first map of this series. But into Sunset, it looks like, especially in some of these, you know, nickel and dime defense side set plays that started to find great success. And Vic and Oxy are leading the way, hyping each other up as they go.
Absolutely. Positives to gleam. I think some negatives too in that across the series. C9, specifically on this map, they'd be ahead if they could close out these man advantage situations. They just have to clean those up, and they'd be in a great position. Now, for Eyes Don't See Me, they haven't won a pistol round in this stage. It was 0%. That is, I would like to see that stat end, just for their sake. It would be great if they could win a pistol here.
Again, like then.
Is that real?
It's been, I mean, yeah.
Double check that.
Look, I mean, this would be what, their 4th map of the stage, right? So it's a lot of pistol rounds to lose, but it's believable. There's Valen holding it down. Oxy attempts to slide in, get across market. The paranoia's a little early from G2. Or Cloud9 stagger out and avoid it. Either way, they've found their way towards this B side now. Jaw hit with the Prowler.
Problem is, what are they going to do about these players backside? They can't get any control, but
They're gonna take market. Oh, leave. Leave. Wow, what a disaster. What a disaster from C9.
Yeah, they're rotating off with such haste. I mean, I don't hate the decision to try to get the pick and leave, or maybe slow down the round, but they rush out there and Leaf is just prepared.
But this commitment to market means you don't have map control, you don't have information, and you don't have the time to slowly re-clear that space.
They just have to be a little more careful.
Yep. And honestly, they left a few massive gaps in rounds on Breeze that ended up hurting them.
And also, if they wanted, they could have just stayed at the site. Yeah. They had more players. You know, they had options. Leaf is looking good, though, today. Easy to clean up with Bebe, who is just always going to have the Outlaw. Oh, caster curse.
That's okay.
That's all right.
No one's going to rush him now. Oxy, they're searching for more. Baby Bay They're obviously aware he's got the Outlaw to hand and could probably even anticipate it. Oh, Leaf, I mean, they're not accounting for this spot at all. And there comes Valen, swoops on him with a Spectre.
I feel like I really cursed him that whole round.
Yeah, honestly, that was...
But he's doing great today. Aside from that round, he's doing great.
Still, flawless round for G2. We're going to dap him up eventually.
New storyline.
I'm certain. It's coming.
Old eyes. It's tough to see in the periphery.
Oh, that's crazy work. All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my palm might have met Baby Bay's cheek rather quickly, if not his palm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so things fall apart pretty quickly there for C9, and Leaf has that pretty nasty spot above the wall that Fireball Ops is just not watching. C shot quickly. Jaw gets into market, door shut. Really determined B main position here.
It's got a cute little setup from G2. Where that Outlaw goes off and then they expect someone to walk forward, but Baby Bay can't find that kill. Valen is caught on the opposite side of the map. It provides an opening through elbow that C9 are happy to take. Try and get in over on a better weapons. And the numbers must win round.
12 times 4.
There's a late pickup of Ali here for G2, which is interesting, but it leaves their short presence completely absent.
These are the kind of situations, these are the kind of rounds that have been C9's undoing today, not being able to close out crucial advantages.
They're just straight raw flooding in from Ali. Not the most inspired G2 retake I've seen, I won't lie. And they kind of just give up short. They fully commit there to their Ali side play.
And Vic comes through for C9 again. Swing out is nice off the paranoia. Free little kills. He's just continuing to rack them up.
The return of Pickle Vic, man.
He's been playing real well. Last week in this one, in one of the most bizarre roster move situations we've seen in some time.
Yeah. Where
But C9 will be glad that he's back because he's playing great. He has been fantastic.
I mean, you tweet out that you heard from a friend that your old org is having trouble replacing you, and then you go and join them. That's part of your announcement. I mean, like, what are we? I was gagged, as they put it. It was an interesting little intra-stage break for Cloud9. Top mid presence. To run into Trent.
I think the idea was to try to put some kind of like fake wall that cross up and then someone could get through on the right to get a kill.
Baby Bay's been doing this constantly. Just trademark yourself off that A-long position. So it's always going to be costly util-wise to get him off there. Trent eating some more Sage util.
He just wants to stay alive, not get spammed down. Baby Bay is not giving up his presence in the site, though. He's staying tucked back.
I like this. Oxy going to get the better of him here. Now, at least G2, we have a chance to look at another really similar retake scenario. Oh, look at them. They just walk up into the site.
That's ridiculous.
That is rather pacey, I must say. Oxy's been taken down, and Jaw already has found his way to the box. A second kill for him. Rick? Where's Rick? Rick tries to shut it down there. I'm not really sure what Josh.
Are you good, bro?
Okay, I think he's trying to get Trent's attention.
Do you think
Rick?
Baby Bay's gonna tap him? Rick, do you think? I'm losing it. Will Baby Bay
dap him up?
Trent? Well, yeah, will he dap him up, you think?
Nah, he's got blinders on, bro. You start to get like that ace stick with his, you know what I mean?
It's fine. Everyone's with flashes. Everyone's fine. You're crazy, brother.
Oh, that's why he was
he's done
looking
it.
at you. Nice.
He's done it. Okay.
I guess Trent just flash jaw crazy on the entry and he died or something, but...
I mean, Trent was, I think he was like in a smoke on top of like a Sage slow.
G2 have had some silly little spam kills through smokes as well, Val. Just like the random Vandal tap through the smoke. I mean, it's not totally random. He's just shooting for a guy on the left, but we're looking at the Baby Bay stats here. that Sentinel compared to the Duelist.
They're the
And
same.
The fact that, yeah, he's putting up, like, just as good stats, playing that much Vice as well. Like, he's played a good amount of Chamber this year, but that's also, like, majority Vice. And he's up there with what he'd been doing on Duelist. And also, like, a lot of the Duelist best performances came from him back in Kickoff, like, when he was playing Waylay a little bit. And so if you can just have him playing Sentinel, focused on this agent where he has looked his best, it's the best thing for the team, surely, right? I mean, it does mean that they have to drift away from the Neon Phoenix, which
Getting
is
the double
feeling like
duelist
that's,
comps, yeah.
you know,
Why? I mean,
at the top of the meta tier list.
But then it's like, Leaf can do that, but then what Baby Bay's going to, like, on Haven and stuff, like, what, he's going to pick up the Cypher, or is he stick on Chamber? Like, it does create some interesting questions about role assignment. Baby Bay always finds himself in a weird spot. Oh my goodness. That was snappy, and he knows it too. He sniffs disdainfully, and then he's back to work inside Market off that trademark.
No charges left.
Leave looking for a good pocket to play from as Cloud9 try and clear Market. Baby Bay's going to take eyes off him. And the judge at pretty long range there gets a kill. Okay, Cloud9 are completely without a paddle up the proverbial creek this route. And honestly,
yeah, that was a dismantling from 17 different directions.
And this
Baby Bay's just working them.
yeah, and there's 5 players in the server, so work that out from G2. The problem is here is this, we didn't really herald the round with fanfare. But this was a really pivotal round for Cloud9 to win. I mean, a lot really hinged on this particular round 17.
Yeah, just looking at the cash.
And they flopped.
And Baby Bay has done a nice job throughout this series on the Chamber of like, finding some of the right timings to mix up a different early round push that he hasn't done before. So on this one, crucial round. Not the best weapons over for G2. Like, he just has that Guardian.
Even in the previous round, he was... Remember, he just wouldn't give up that A-side position? He did go down, right? But he's mixing it up more than anybody else here. The other side of this coin, though, is that he conditioned this really obvious push-up into B main on the attack side, right? He was a little... Eventually, a little obvious there.
God, that was so sick.
Yeah. Very sharp.
And look, G2 have not required the same level of heroics from Jaw and Baby Bay, but I do think it's telling that, again, we've got a Sunset map now back-to-back where it's the two of them at the top of the board.
I covered Baby Bay a lot early on in his pro career, like in what I would call Tier 1 esports. And honestly, he didn't really live up to the hype so much in the early days. I really feel like he's coming into his own only now. Quite late on in his pro career, even after departing his pro career. Such an interesting player to have followed for almost 10 years now.
Cloud9 are trying to get right back over to A. This is where they have found some success on the attack side. They want to set up something aggressive towards spawn. Off the sound cue, Paranoid goes out. No opportunity for C9 to push too crazy. That's a nice kill from Oxy.
Okay, that was while Zelsis was, what, reloading, sat back here. G2 going to come back to the round with a vengeance, though. The res also gives him a bit of momentum to work with. Oxy and Zelsis, last two up on this side. And Oxy's found a third with this stinger. Enough, though, to surely give pause for
GG, it's been over since
C9, they kind of acquiesce that space, but they've
been
just
over since Breeze.
being in this awkward mid-range situation when the Sage res comes through and G2 wait for that util to expire. All right, stun's gone, etc. We got the res. All right, now we go back in, and they're at a good distance to just get free kills with the rifles. That is
another early round Baby Bay moment where he's in a weird spot.
This has been another day in the office for G2. They're clocking in, they're clocking out.
Yeah. That's why I mentioned that previous
routine.
That round 17 was important, right?
Yeah, this is as routine as it gets for G2.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but it feels like Cloud9 today. They suited up. They put on their blue and white, less intimidating jerseys than G2, only to just slowly lose here on Sunset. look good in all the same ways they've looked good and look bad in all the same ways they've looked bad.
And really the context for this game coming into it is that these are two teams that are having some mental struggles. It's been tough times.
They're bantering with random people on Twitter.
trying to figure out,
like when
what
Baby
the
Bay hits
direction
you
is.
with a this you on Twitter, like you know it's bad.
But G2, at least today, man, bouncing back. This has been way too easy for them. Yeah, they are getting back on the horse. They are looking good.
See how Trent flashed that corner and then just walked out and shot him?
I think the question is really moving forward. Are G2 going to be able to carry this over as the stage goes on, as they continue this foray to making champions? Foray that they're looking pretty good on. We looked at those champs points. They just get another one here. They're up to 15. They are more than in the conversation. They're damn near guaranteed to be there.
Then the story of Cloud9 being unable to beat G2 in VCT continues. It's now a 16-2 map record.
I want to see. Oops.
Vic just actually just left. Fucking I'll play for stats. I don't give a fuck.
Moving forward, are G2 going to be able to carry
You got
this
that.
over as
Fireball.
the stage goes on, as they continue this foray to making champions?
Vic left again.
Foray that they're looking pretty good on. We looked at those champs points. They just get another one here. They're up to 15. Got the res. All right, now we go back in and
to have followed for almost 10 years now.
Scrim wins, I guess. But they have a 20% win rate there, so I don't know. I'm just
right
confused.
Back over to A. This is where they have found some success on the attack side. They want to set up something aggressive towards spawn. Off the sound cue, Paranoid goes out. No opportunity for C9 to push too crazy. That's a nice kill from Oxy.
Oh, yeah, that was while Zelsis was, what, reloading, sat back here? G2 going to come back into the round with a vengeance, though. The res also gives him a bit of momentum to work with.
They were trying to pivot to lane, which I can't blame. They can't blame them for
and
that.
Oxy's found a third with this stinger. Enough, though, to surely give pause for G2, but not enough to stop them in their tracks.
All right, I think Cloud9 lucks in here and comes back.
Acquiesce that.
Less intimidating jerseys than G2. Only to just slowly lose here on Sunset.
Well, bro basically said they look like huge pussies in these jerseys. In the nicest way possible.
Really, the context for this game coming into it is that these are two teams that are having some mental struggles. It's been tough times.
They're bantering with random people
C9
on
are
Twitter.
trying to figure out,
like when
what
Baby
the
Bay hits
direction
you
is.
with a this you on Twitter, like you know it's bad.
But G2, at least today, man, bouncing back. This has been.
They're just bored. They're going to peek one by one now.
Yeah, they are getting back on the horse. They are looking good.
See how Trent flashed that corner
Vic
and then
just
just
left.
walked out and shot him?
Vic just actually just left. Fucking I'll play for stats. I don't give a fuck.
Moving forward, are G2 going to be able to carry
You got
this
that.
over as
Fireball.
the stage goes on, as they continue this foray to making champions?
Vic left again.
Foray that they're looking pretty good on. We looked at those champs points. They just get another one here. They're up to 15. They are more than in the conversation. They're damn near guaranteed to be there.
Then the story of Cloud9 being unable to beat G2 in VCT continues. It's now a 16-2 map record between these two at the highest level of VALORANT comp. Can actually allow them to be catapulted.
Matches like they do scrims.